And as you can obviously see, folks, summer is rapidly approaching. And while many students are concerned with graduating in 4 years and saving money, the biggest knock against summer school seems to be that it ruins summer vacation. But is that necessarily true? Indeed, you can't always help people taking pictures of you. So what do students do to keep these photos from harming them later down the road? Yes, we as players definitely do have reservations. But now that we've gone through winter workouts and a few spring practices, some of those concerns have been put to rest. So not much changes for students living on campus. But what about those students living off campus? Here at CU, those in-state students will very likely be facing higher tuition costs next year. Well, I have an inside look at me and my team's own version of March Madness with spring football and learning how to get along with the new staff. And technical problems at CU's Desire to Learn website are still taking away the desire to learn. Whether you have a prescription or not, Adderall is easily found on college campuses. News team Stacey Adam reports on why students are taking Adderall in ever-increasing numbers. Yes, and coming up, we're going from ice on the streets to ice on the rink. We've got Nate Duran talking hockey and much more. Isn't that right, Nate? We'll take a look at a local DJ, but first, what's trending with the Oscars? So remember, if it looks incriminating, it probably is. And that's your cue to take it down. My advice, stay classy, buffs. I mean, as I mentioned in the video, I think us gelling as a team with the staff really is going to help us for next year as far as communicating and whatnot. I think that's really going to propel us for the next season. Well, Tiger Woods won this weekend in Doral, Florida, making it his 5th win in the last year, which is the most in the world. Depending on how many matches you get, there's a potential to have 10 to 20 possible dating prospects in the palm of your hand. Hey sports fans, we're going to start off with the NBA. Nuggets look to set a record in both home and overall victories with a win over the Blazers on Sunday. And the good news, Ty Lawson is back. But not all good news. The Manimal had a nasty ankle roll here in the first, and he would not return. Here he is being carried away by his teammates. He is listed day to day, but the x-rays on his ankle did come back negative. We pick up action in the first with a block by Iguodala, resulting in a fast break. Ty Lawson dishes to Iguodala for a monster slam. And again in the second quarter, another Lawson to Iguodala connection for an and-one bucket. Iguodala would score 28 points in the game. Nuggets would go up by 20, but here is rookie Damian Lillard trying to bring them back with a jumper. And again, here he is with a tray ball from the wing in the fourth quarter. By the end, Ty Lawson and the Nuggets would prevail, winning 109 to 118. Their next game is in Phoenix. And now to the golf course. The big news at Augusta this weekend is Tiger Woods being penalized on Saturday. On the 15th hole, Woods would hit a ball into that water hazard on his third shot. In preparation for his 5th shot, he dropped the ball in the wrong place, resulting in a 2-stroke penalty that would drop him from tied to 7th to tied for 17th. The shot was previously ruled okay by the Masters Committee, but upon further review, they ruled that Woods dropped the ball 2 feet behind the previous spot, as you can see here. Woods narrowly missed the finals, finishing the Masters tied for 4th. With the draft a week away, we thought we would show you Broncos fans a preview of the first 3 picks by the Broncos as predicted by the Bleacher Report. In the first round, we have Kawan Short, a 6'3", 315-pound defensive tackle from Purdue, who had 43 tackles and 7 sacks this year. In the second round, we have John Bostic, a 6'1", 245-pound linebacker from Florida, so you know he's got some speed. He finished this past year with 46 tackles. Lastly, in the third round, we have Christian Michael, and a 5'11", 220-pound running back from Texas A&M. He finished the year with 417 yards rushing, averaging 4.7 yards a carry and 12 TDs. Greek Week kicked off this weekend, and the competition got off to an intense start for the sororities with Powder Puff. Fortunately, and CU students are back in school to finish off the year. But students can still reminisce and bask in the glory of their spring break trips through social media. On sites like Facebook and Instagram, friends share pictures and tag each other showing the wild time they had on spring break to forever have the memories of their trip. But is forever a good thing? Potential employers in the future could possibly see these photos, which can create a big problem for CU students seeking a job after graduation.
92% of employers nowadays use social media resources to recruit.
But how harshly do they judge potentially racy content? And is your online self-representation becoming just as important to employers as a self-representation on a resume?
I think it depends on the employer, for sure. Every business is going to have a different environment and a policy of what is acceptable and not acceptable. However, I think it does make a difference.
I decided to show Brittany Moore a photo of 2 spring breakers to get her opinion on what is possibly inappropriate.
It's blatantly clear that you're very intoxicated, and that's where you start drawing the lines of what is appropriate and what isn't appropriate.
By now, most students know the content that they post on Facebook and other social media sites can and will be used against them in the court of public opinion. But how much precaution do they take when someone is taking pictures as they are out doing what most spring breakers do?
Cameras are people just take pictures anyways, everywhere. Everyone's taking pictures, even when I'm not looking, so you can't really be conscious of that.
Indeed, you can't always help people taking pictures of you. So what do students do to keep these photos from harming them later down the road?
I have timeline reviews, so I don't really let the bad pictures get on Facebook.
Even when students monitor what pictures they choose to post on Facebook and untag themselves, it is still hard to keep up with all the information, especially since many people have had social media profiles for multiple years and have hundreds of photos. Fortunately, there's something that can solve this problem.
A site called Repler, and it's www.repler.com. It's a free site, and more or less what it does is it scans your whole any of your social media sites and lets you know when things are potentially inappropriate.
Brittany also holds a presentation called Linking It Up in Career Services, which helps students improve their online professionalism. Hello, social media likes. Good questions. Spin on Hot or Not that is sweeping college campuses all around the nation. The app is called Tinder, and it allows you to search for people who are in your area and matches you up based on your Facebook profile. Once connected, it sends you pictures of people within that radius, and you begin to rate them as hot. Dang, can I get them digits or not? Next, please. The whole process is done anonymously, so while you are rating people, they are rating you as well. The only time you're notified is if 2 people mutually rate each other as hot. Then you can choose to message them or keep looking. This new love connection completely takes the rejection out of meeting people. Depending on how many matches you get, there's a potential to have 10 to 20 possible dating prospects in the palm of your hand. This new take on dating really has people talking. Taylor J tweeted, "It takes 2 to Tinder." Stephanie M comments, "So my brother gets a date off Tinder, and now I'm all like, interesting." Jess tweets, "Best feeling when you get a match on Tinder." And Post-Grad Problem said, "No match on Tinder today." It seems most people using and tweeting about this matchmaker are of the female variety. There have been a few bugs with the app, like the fact that people keep on scrolling through people they've already seen. That could be a result of the area you live in. This new love app is still fairly new, so there aren't that many users, but the population has grown 750% in the last month. Well, it is spring in the town of Boulder, and the weather is once again bright and sunny. And spring means one thing for me and my teammates at Dow Ward Athletic Center: spring football. We have new coaches, new strength staff, new offense and defense, and maybe most importantly, a new philosophy. A philosophy based on the 4 F's.
The 4 F's are, first off, foundation, family, future, football. Foundation meaning your morals, your belief system.
Foundation is the base of the last 3 F's, which is family, meaning the people who have helped us get to where we are, and also our football family, our teammates. Future meaning academics, the one thing that will help us after football, no matter how long we play, And lastly, football.
And football is just playing the game we've all played for probably like 10 to 12 years, most of us.
Going into spring football with our third staff in 3 years feels like deja vu. But we all hope the results are not the same. With all these changes in mindset and a roster full of players who have gone through either 1 or 2 coaching changes, we as players obviously have concerns when it comes to getting along with the new staff.
My only concerns, and I think what most people were concerned about, was the fact that when a new coach comes in, it wasn't the person who recruited you. It wasn't somebody who necessarily wanted you to play for them. So that's always kind of nerve-wracking, not knowing if you're going to gel with a new coach, your position coach, all that kind of stuff.
Yes, we as players definitely do have reservations. But now that we've gone through winter workouts and a few spring practices, some of those concerns have been put to rest.
You know, if you work hard and you're doing your things in school and, you know, on the football field and off the football field, I think that the coaches will definitely, you know, respect you for who you are.
It seems that so far, this oh-so-familiar changing of coaches that we should not be used to as players is taking a turn for the better, and concerns like favoritism and clashing personalities isn't an issue. This really helps us as players focus on things that matter, which are performing well on the field and getting a W on Saturdays, to finally turn this program back to what it once was.